Detachment, in my eyes, is the floodgates that you open to allow your manifestation to come in. But so many of you fear detachment as opposed to embracing it. Now, this makes complete sense to me considering the misinformation about detachment that you will find on YouTube. So what I want to do today is I want to clear up what detachment means and how to truly do it so that you can manifest any one of your desires, including that stubborn specific person. But before we jump into this video, I just want to say a quick point. There is someone impersonating me on Instagram right now, trying to sell you guys some falsified coaching package. This is their page. You'll see it is very similar to my own Instagram link, but it has an underscore where mine doesn't, and I have more followers than this one does. That's how you can kind of tell the difference. And this is also the message that they're sending people to try and approach them. Now, I don't do cold approaches on Instagram to try and sell you anything. If someone comes to me, we'll have that discussion. But if you see this message, this is definitely not me, and I would please report it and block it so that you don't fall for their scam. While imitation is the biggest form of flattery, I don't want any of you guys giving away your hard-earned money to someone that's using my hard-earned time for no reason. So please report it, block it, ignore it, don't fall for it. Let's keep you guys safe out there. But let's jump into this video now. So most commonly on the YouTube space, as far as I have seen and as far as people have presented to me with their questions and what they've heard and stuff, the idea of detachment is stop thinking about it. You've done your manifestation work, now stop thinking about it. Stop feeling anything to do with it. Stop wanting it, stop desiring it. Just remove it from your awareness entirely. Now, I personally don't think this is the best way to go about it for two reasons. The first reason, this is not what most of you want to do. Now, while I do think that there is an element of discipline in manifestation, you have to be disciplined to continue changing your thoughts, to take yourself out of your spirals and so on. If you don't want to stop thinking about your desire, chances are you're going to be sat in a space of fighting yourself within your own mind, which is just going to accentuate how you don't have your desire. You're going to want to be thinking of them and then going, oh, but I can't do that because then I won't manifest them. And then you're just sat in a space of not having them. So that's the first reason. But the second reason why I don't think that this is correct is because manifestation is placing yourself in the state of having your desire already, correct? What you assume to be true. Where your focus goes, energy flows. First within, so without. All of these different statements are to imply you are supposed to currently have it to then express it. In your end result, the one where you actually have that desire would probably be a big part of your life, right? If you're manifesting money and you're extremely rich, chances are you wouldn't be like penny pinching. You wouldn't be buying the cheapest of products. In most cases, you probably wouldn't be living in a house that isn't huge with a fancy car and nice watches and nice clothes. Money would be a big part of your life. You'd go on expensive dates, you'd go on holidays, you'd get your teeth done, you'd get your boob job. Chances are, if you had an excessive amount of money, you would have a big impact on your life with that money. So if money is a big impact on your life in your end result, why are you not allowed to think about money now? Same thing with relationship. If you are in a relationship, you'd have dinner together, you'd wake up next to each other, you'd have sex together, you'd text each other, you'd ask them if you think that that outfit was nice. They would be a big part of your life, a big involvement. So if that's the case in your end result, why is that not allowed now? Why are you not allowed to think about it now? Because you're manifesting them. The process of manifestation is to quite literally take on the internal embodiment of your desire. So if a rich person would be rich, why can you not think of having riches? If a relationship involves two people being together, why can you not think about having that relationship? So to me, this idea of withdraw all attention and remove yourself from it is not the ideal way to go about it. And like I said, goes against what most of you want to do anyway, which then has you fighting yourself. So what do I think detachment is then? What do I think the true way to detach from something to make it manifest for you effectively? Well, again, two things. The first one is the way in which you are thinking. The big difference that people tend to have when manifesting something compared to when having something is when you're in that relationship or when you have that money, it is something you have. I live an abundant life and can afford the fancy dates and the fancy food and the nice cars and nice watch because I am rich. So although it would be on my mind a lot, it would be on my mind a lot from the perspective of it is already mine. Same thing with a relationship. While I may think about Katie a fair amount, it's always from the she will be home when I get back, or this is what we're going to have for dinner together, or any number of relationship-based things. So clearly, no matter how much I think about her or money, as long as it is from the perspective of having, it's acceptable. Because if you think about your desire 10 times, and if someone else thinks about your desire 1,000 times, but both of those are from the perspective of having, your state is that of having. Regardless of the amount of thoughts, that is your state. But when it comes to people manifesting, and this is the sort of tweaks that we want to make, most of the time people are thinking of that end result. I need to do this work to get them, or I just wish they would message me, or how lovely would it be if they finally showed up for me, or, I just need that job so that I can pay for this, or if only I had money, I could do whatever I want. When manifesting someone, a lot of the time, that attachment comes from the perspective of thinking of the end. Whereas when you have your desire already, you're thinking from the end. So when it comes to detachment, we want to detach from the need for things to shift within your 3D reality and the need of the desire itself, not the desire itself. Let me reiterate that. We want to detach from needing movement in the 3D reality and needing the desire, but not the desire itself. In your end result, you still want that person or that money. If you didn't want it, you would get rid of it. So clearly you can have a state of wanting or desiring. I still want Katie, therefore we stay together. I still want money, therefore I still run a business. I still want my friend group, therefore I stay in contact with them. So clearly, wanting something isn't the problem. But what becomes the problem is when it's a state of need and sort of obsession or attachment. Need only ever stems from a place of lack. Lack shows that you don't have it, and being in the state of not having it creates more of not having it. In your end result, you would want, but have. When manifesting, quite often we want because we don't have, or we want, which puts us in a state of not having. So the way to detach is to detach from the, I need to do these things to make it happen. Or, oh my God, it's still not happening out there. What more could I possibly do? Or I need to forget about my life and put it on hold because I need them to manifest. Things like that. That is the state of detachment that we want to step into. We want to detach from those things. You're allowed to want it. You're allowed to think of it. You're allowed to be deeply in love and this person be the only person for you. All of that is allowed as long as your mindset, as best to your ability, is being placed into this position of because it is mine. So the two ways to detach that I want to give you to really help you do this, anytime you notice your mind going to a space of I'm doing this to get, or I just wish they would do this, or when will it come, or how will it come, or anything that shows that you are thinking of it as opposed to from it, i.e. anything that shows you are thinking as though you do not have it compared to thinking as though you do have it, or at least showing within your imagination that you have it, I want you to catch right now and flip onto the space of it's already here. If your mind goes to I just wish they'd message me, catch it, flip, they're already messaging me. I have amazing messages from me. They can't wait to message me in the morning when they get up. Before they even manage to turn off their alarm, they're messaging me. It's ringing in their ear and they're already messaging me. Things like that. One is thinking of, I just wish they would message me. The other one is thinking from, they are already messaging me. If it's a relationship of they'll never commit to me or I'm just not chosen by them, catch it. I am nothing but chosen by them. I am the most amazing girlfriend or boyfriend that they've ever had, and they're never going to let go of me. I'm in this loving, passionate, committed relationship with a specific person. One is thinking of, I just wish they'd commit to me or they won't commit to me. The other is thinking from, we are committed, they love me, only one that they have eyes for, and those kinds of things. So that's the first level of detachment. You're letting go of the need by not engaging in the mindset that is presented when in a state of need. I need them, that's why I'm thinking these kind of negative thoughts. Nope, pulling myself back from that and placing myself in a space that says I have them. That's the first way to detach, because you're not letting your mind fall to a place of not having long enough for you to make that your dominant state, your consistent state. Therefore, detaching from the need because you're showing that you already have it. Now, the other way that you can detach, a very effective way, is to provide yourself as much fulfillment and validation as possible. Like I said earlier, when we're in a state of need, it's because we're in lack. And often, what we think, what we desire, or what we're in lack of is some kind of fulfillment. You might disagree with me on this, and that's absolutely fine. But in a massive, massive chunk of situations, most people don't actually want the person. They just want the feelings that that person gave them. They just want to feel prioritized like they did when they were with that person. Those kinds of things. So in order to help you detach so that you can manifest them back better, consider what it is that you're expecting to receive from them. Any kind of validation, any kind of fulfillment, any kind of feelings. Understand what it is that you're waiting for them to come back or to provide you, whether it's a job, person, whatever, so that you can then feel those feelings and then start to provide it for yourself. If it's a relationship because you want calmness and excitement, I suppose they kind of go against each other. I suppose you can, you know what I mean, like calmness and peace and all that kind of stuff. Try to provide yourself that calmness and peace now. Try to validate yourself in that kind of way. If it's a job for safety and security and comfort, try to step into the feeling state of being safe, secure, and comfortable. The more that you can provide yourself those feelings, the less that you'll need them from them. And what you can do then is come from a space of choosing, which, as we decided earlier or understood earlier, is perfectly acceptable in your end result, as opposed to needing, which, as we understood earlier, is unacceptable in your end result. So this is going to help you step into that space of as fulfilled as possible, as detached as possible, but still choosing to focus on your desire, which allows your desire to come in because you're directing your focus on that outcome. If you have your desire, you would still think from the perspective of having it. Therefore, there's no need for you to stop thinking about them now. There's no need for you to stop feeling anything for them now. And in my opinion, there's not really any such thing as too much thinking about them as long as it is coming from the correct space. Of course, if you are thinking of them and it's all, I just wish they'd come back, or I just wish they'd give me that job, or whatever it is, then yes, you could be thinking about it too much. But it's thinking about it too much from the wrong space, not just simply thinking about it too much. So I really hope this video has helped. If it has, drop me a like and a comment. All my services and such are down below in the description of this video, so check those out if you're interested. Please go and report and block that Instagram account so we can save people wasting their money on someone that isn't even going to help them. And yeah, check out this playlist wherever the box goes. It's somewhere here if you want more specific person content. And I'll see you lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.